This is unbelievable stuff. Remember at the debate among Republicans last Wednesday when Ron DeSantis, in an attempt to attack California, said, I ran into three or four people who were mugged in Southern California. Remember this moment from the debate?
My wife and I have met 3 people who have been mugged on the street.
Yeah. Head bobbling aside, the story is not the most remarkable story because in metropolitan places, cities, sometimes there are muggings, even in really safe cities, in dangerous cities and safe cities. Sometimes people get mugged. So it's not a super remarkable story. And of course, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, accurately pointed out, DeSantis might want to look at crime rates in Jacksonville, for example, where they are higher than in California. Okay. 3 days after this debate, DeSantis appears with Maria Bartiromo, and he tells the same story, except now there are 6 to 7 people who came up to him to tell him the story. As of Wednesday, 3 to 4 people came up to him to say that I got mugged in Southern California. Suddenly now 6 to 7 people have come up to him. The story changed very quickly.
My wife and I ran into 6 or 7 people that had been mugged in the last year in Southern California. When has that ever been acceptable?
Right. Now, there are a couple possibilities here. Is it possible that Ron DeSantis, after telling the story of 3 to 4 muggings on Wednesday night, immediately after he got off the debate stage, but right before he left California, because remember, after the debate, DeSantis left California. Someone was three more people were so overcome with emotion about the fact that DeSantis mentioned 3 to 4 muggings that 3 or 4 more people went up to him and said, sir, I was also mugged here in Southern California in just like a couple hours before DeSantis flew home. Is that the possibility? Or is it more likely that DeSantis has made the whole thing up? That DeSantis, I don't know, heard about someone getting mugged in California? Or maybe one person 2 months ago told DeSantis, I got mugged in California. And now the story has taken on a life of its own. 3 to 4 people, that doesn't sound like enough. Now it's 6 to 7 people. Do the mugging victims that have spoken to Ron DeSantis actually even exist? Now, obviously, people do get mugged in big cities all across the country, period. But whether DeSantis met them, whether more of them went up to Ron DeSantis in just this tiny sliver of time between the debate and the interview with Maria Bartiromo, it's a real question mark. And these stories strike me as the sir with tears in my eyes stories, which, by the way, we'll have some from Trump coming up either today or tomorrow. When Trump talks about, people come up to me and they say, sir, we don't have any bullets. Obama took all the bullets. We need bullets. And these are strong, burly men, and they're crying because they've never seen anything like this before. And we go, yeah, that obviously did not happen. That's a fake story that Trump is making up. This DeSantis stuff strikes me as exactly the same thing. I don't know that the mugging victims actually exist. All right, one little bonus clip from this interview. This is actually good. Maria Bartiromo asks DeSantis a good question, which is, what's your path to this nomination? There doesn't really seem to be one. You're just losing. I don't understand how you're going to get this nomination. And DeSantis's pained answer through gritted teeth, if I'm a DeSantis donor, I'm not inspired with confidence by this answer. Take a listen.
But real quick before you go, let's face it, Governor, Donald Trump is ahead of you by a significant margin. I think the last poll was 52% above right now for Trump. How are you going to cut into Trump's lead? What truly is your path to victory?
Right. I have none.
You show up, you make the case. You don't mail it in. You don't go missing in action. You meet voters on the ground in the early states, Iowa, New Hampshire in particular, and tell them about the future of the country and why you're the best candidate. And so I think that I'll be the guy. I've been the most dependable leader the Republican Party's had in recent years. I've delivered. I haven't just talked. And that's what we need in Washington. The time for excuses is over. Yep. 2024 is make or break. We're not getting a mulligan on this one. We either get the job done or we're going to be in a hole in this country for the next generation.
Well, you're
so what exactly is your path? Because remember, nothing that he said there suggests it's going to convince even a single Trump voter. By the way, over the weekend, the dynamics of this race have continued to remain mostly as they are. Trump is still polling 57%. DeSantis is all the way down to 13.5%. And interestingly, the most interesting polling change over the weekend is that Nikki Haley is now building a lead on Vivek Ramaswamy. Ramaswamy has been in third place for a while now. Late last week, I told you, guys, in an average of recent polls, Nikki Haley is now ahead of Vivek, but it was only by about half a point. Over the weekend, with more new polling, Nikki Haley is now 1.5 points ahead of Vivek Ramaswamy. So the trend here is Ramaswamy's surge is done. Haley is the only person right now that seems capable of catching DeSantis to get into second place. And then can she mount an attack on Trump from second place? Everybody's running out of time, but that's where we are. Haley taking a more clear lead over Vivek Ramaswamy over the weekend. We'll check in on these numbers by the end of the week. We're going to take the quickest of breaks, and then the Monday show will continue, if I have anything to say about it.